I worked at Nationwide Building Society as a customer service agent, taking inbound calls in 2003. I'm basically working from home was a very relaxed experience because I could literally just get out of bed and get myself on my at my desk and taking calls. I didn't have to commute. I didn't have to pay any money for commute. I didn't have to think what I was going to wear because I would obviously only answer calls. From my desk, and I didn't have to meet customer face to face. So that was one of the upsides of doing a job. And obviously had to do some training, and it required me to have the camera on. And during the training, we would obviously have to learn about the values of the company, the the expectations of how to serve or how to serve the customers, which are termed members at Nationwide, and this is because Nationwide Building Society is not. It doesn't have a shareholder structure like any other major UK bank. It's pretty much it uses the money that savers deposit to borrow to then subsequently uh, borrow the money for people who are applying for mortgages, and they make their money through the interest that they charge people from the deposits of their members, uh, uh, and through that's how they make their money. The interest that they earn from the mortgages that the members take out with the bank, with this building society. So uh, there wasn't really there's no ownership structure. It's kind of a bit unusual because most banks, like I said, do have an ownership structure, but with this building society, there's no such thing as an ownership hierarchy or structure. So every penny that they earn is essentially can be used to reinvest in the business and to potentially offer better savings rates, or to upgrade their branch network or their online capabilities, and also occasionally give out bonuses. I mean, Nationwide Building Society is one of the only building society who have lately given out some bonuses for being a loyal customer and taking out some of their services. But my experience working with them is that it's a very inclusive company. So they obviously celebrate diversity. They celebrate whether it's gender, religious belief, sexuality, and whatever else you can think of. It's and you get training, training to kind of celebrate diversity, and it's you could argue that it's a woke uh, company, but yeah, being on the phones was kind of a mixed bag. I mean, mostly you have to encourage the members to self-serve, meaning to show, if they could do something through the digital channels to kind of persuade them about the benefits. So, for example, how you can access, if you did digital banking, how you can access your bank anywhere with an internet connection, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. How you can find all the latest offers. How you can, it's more secure because you don't have to give out the information about your account to anybody else. How you're in control of your money. It's just all these things, all these benefits you would have to tell the customer. And this was A, to minimize the calls, and B, to make the customer to bank as independently as possible through their digital services. And occasionally, we would get vulnerable customers who, maybe they don't have the, what then were not mentally sound. So they couldn't really look after their financial interests, and or they were not comfortable with digital banking. They were suspicious. They were not really comfortable or doing payments over, you know, without having like a physical footprint, like without seeing the money changing hands. So especially the old generations, you would have to persuade them, saying, "Look, this is very safe. This is online payments are more secure than digital payment than physical payments." It was you basically have to highlight all the benefits to make sure that you could uh, convince and educate as many members as possible to utilize the digital services instead of the physical services. Which people of a certain generation, especially those who are, I would say between 60 to 80. Most people in that age bracket have spent most of their life using, cash. So for them, they probably never really felt at ease with the digital revolution, or never really trusted it 100%, because obviously you hear a lot of scams, right? Of people calling, pretending to be certain companies, pretending to be the bank, saying that there was a security issue and trying to get your pen details, your card details. So you have to be very aware. So some people probably, because of that, because of this, some people called trying to scam them, have become distrustful of digital services. But ultimately, if you explain to them that as long as you don't give out any personal details, your money are going to be safe, then if they understand that, then it's you've done your job. But yeah, I would say that you would also have to call with a lot of angry customers. For example, if some customers, if they went abroad and they saw charges on their account, they would call, say, "Oh, I didn't know there was charges. Why can you refund them?" And it would be like, the reason why, and if you didn't do that, someone would be frustrated and angry, saying they make it clear to me. Or obviously, if they read their contract, they would know that those charges are there and they are applicable. Or other people who were in overdraft, who were struggling, and if they saw that some of their benefit money went towards paying our overdraft, they would get angry at you. They would say, "Oh, how am I going to buy food? How am I going to pay my essential bills?" And you would get these kind of frustrated people, and you would have to listen to them. Or people with missing payments who would call into a panic, saying, "Oh, why hasn't my payment showed up?" And also people, who call to say, "Oh, are you not recognizing certain payments? I didn't make this payment." So it was a job where you had to kind of deal with a lot of, I would say, inconvenienced customers, which didn't make it fun, because a lot of them, whenever they call with a problem, they would always call. They were angry or panicked, and sometimes it was kind of difficult to have a conversation with somebody who was angry and was in a state of panic. So it was kind of emotionally draining sometimes to do that. And after a while, I think that I became a little bit fed up with it. Fed up with these calls, and also fed up with having to kind of deal with the same queries over and over and over again. Just felt like, just because obviously I'm somebody who doesn't have a lot of a lot of patience with people who are unwilling or unable to listen. Kind of got fed up of it, and that's why when I had the issues, like when my computer was damaged and I couldn't work from home, and he offered to go to the branch, because obviously of my anxiety and lack of motivation to really do the job, I decided not to do that, and subsequently I missed a few days, and he told me that I had to attend a disciplinary as a result, and I didn't really want to do that, so I just left. But would I recommend working on Nationwide? I mean, not really, no, because customer service, like I said, you're going to take a lot of calls from emotionally distressed individuals, angry, abusive, and even sometimes, who are lying, who are trying to take advantage of the situation. For example, not recognizing payments when perhaps they've given details to, a relative of theirs, or a relative of theirs is taking advantage of them without realizing, and or maybe they're trying to cheat Nationwide as well. Some members. So you always have to be kind of, you know, try to kind of not say that I have to. When there's like a case of like unrecognized payments, you wouldn't say to the customer, "Oh, this, was this? Are you sure you don't know these payments? Or you made these payments?" You would always have to say, "Oh, they're going to be looked at, and if we find that these payments have been made illegitimately, we will, you know, take action. And that's how you would kind of get off the call with this person. And obviously, I don't work in a fraud team. I don't really know how they would investigate these, recognized payments. But there's definitely a process in place. But yeah, I just didn't find that. I just found it dull. I found the job really, really dull to kind of to do all this. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're looking for a job and you like talking to people, then obviously I would recommend a customer service job. So it's up to you what you want to do. Anyway, thanks for listening.